Hi everybody, in this update we're going to talk about my 3D printers. You know I have two. I have the Prusa i3 Mark II and the Prusa i3 Mark IIs. This is the Mark II, my very original 3D printer. Believe it or not, I now have 10.2 miles of filament ran through it, 160 days it's been has been operating. So if you think about that, take 24 hours times 160, and that's a whole bunch of printing. The only two things I've had to repair on it is the Penta probe right here, the cable back through here, this flexible cable, basically just saw so many cycles that it wore out. And also on the thermistor wire on my heated bed, it failed. So those are the only two parts I've had to replace with all the printing I've been doing. There is no mods to this, except I decided a week ago to take it completely apart. I painted the frame silver and I 3D printed all the Prusa parts in gray PETG, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what I did. No, of course it's PETG, because I wanted the temperature and I didn't want it to be able to melt if I ever got any acetone on it. So, because I print with a lot of materials. So that's the only mods I've had to do to it. I mean repairs. Now the only mods I've made to it is I decided, just like Prusa did their upgrade with their spring steel for the heated bed, I made my own. And basically this 3M 468 MP is a double-sided adhesive tape. My PIE, hopefully I'm showing these up here to you, is almost 1 millimeter thick. So it's like a battleship grade level here. The spring steel, which you're seeing over here, I bought it in MasterCar. And then I bought some rare earth magnets and I hot melt glue gunned them to the bottom of my bed. Now, one thing I want to explain that I've had a lot of people ask me about is, will the metal affect the way that the machine runs? And the answer is no. However, when you calibrate, you can't have the metal on the bed. Because when it calibrates, it's looking for very specific metal points that are embedded in this, I believe. I think that's how they're doing it. So as it does a calibration for the X, Y, and Z, it's going to take about 5 minutes to go through all these different points, calibrate the machine, and say it's good. Now, when it homes to do the bed leveling, when it's getting ready to print one of your projects, it's only looking at 9 points to make sure the bed, if it's out of levelness, the machine is interpolating that and making sure that you have a constant distance between the nozzle and the bed. So let's say that's 1/4 of a millimeter. So as it's printing, it will keep 1/4 of a millimeter distance between the nozzle and the bed. When you put the metal on it and the magnets hold it down, when it goes through its bed leveling, it sees the metal that's in the spring steel and thinks that's your bed. So it doesn't matter at all putting the steel on the bed unless you're calibrating. If you're calibrating, you have to take the metal off the bed. Okay? One of the biggest reasons I did this mod is when you have something with a large surface area that's going to be stuck to your bed, many times you have to take a chisel to start to work up the corner, or you have to take a paint scraper. And I was always damaging my PEI. I always want to reverse those. And the thing is that as soon as I saw Prusa come out with the removable bed, the light came on. I ordered all my stuff. Within a week, had it working. And basically, if you imagine this, just bend it like this and it pops right off. I have a lot of emails about how am I printing ABS so easily. I don't know. I think it's just trial and error. But I'll tell you the key to it. Keep your bed temperature at least 95 to 100 C. Print a little hotter than you think is normal and then back it down. I only use 3D X-Tech filaments, and I print their ABS at about 235 to 240. And you get two things. You get good layer bonding, but you also get that first layer to stick really, really good. Another thing is, and I swear and live by this Elmer's glue stick, pretty purple, you're just going to put it on just like this. It goes on purple. Once it dries, it's clear. When it prints, it's going to stick. ABS loves to stick to this stuff. When you're done with this, you do need to spray a little water and wash this off, because if you get it wet, it'll turn purple, because the glue comes up on this. It doesn't stay on the table, on your bed, your 3D printed bed. So I think I've covered basically everything I wanted to cover. I just want to reiterate, I've never had any belts fail yet, knock on wood. I've never had any of my motors, my stepper motors, fail yet, knock on board. The Rambo motherboard, original, knock on wood. And all my bearings, my linear bearings. One thing about linear bearings, make sure you follow the instructions exact on the Prusa directions. The orientation of the linear bearings, if you think about this as your linear bearing, you have a row, the rows are 90 degrees off. You want that orientation to be perfectly vertical. So when it's going up and down the shaft here, the bearings are basically north, south, east, and west. If you have them like this, over time you start to get a grinding noise. And if you think about that, those bearings are wanting to ride against the side of the race that holds them in place when it's like that. When it's vertical here, they want to work exactly as designed. So make sure you get your linear bearing orientation correct. But for your money, the only mods I've done to the, I did add a spring here to hold up the, let's see if I can show this to you a little bit better. I added this spring to hold this up because I was just nervous the way this is wanting to lay down with how I had my Penta probe cable fail. So I just put a spring up there to help hold that up. And if you notice, it doesn't get in the way. If I come all the way over to here, the spring stretches, it doesn't care. Okay? But that's pretty much it. As far as maintenance is on this, I just keep everything clean. But I've built a big styrofoam hot box. I put my printers in to keep the ambient temperature around 135 Fahrenheit. But the nice thing is it keeps all the dust and everything off this. Another knock on wood. By using 3D X-Tech and this little foam here, I just took some regular green foam that you stuff in cushions, cut a little slot in it. I put it right here. Now I clean this out every print. I blow compressed air on it. But I have not had a clogged nozzle in over 6 months. Not one clogged nozzle. I owe a lot of that to 3D X-Tech filaments, because there's not dirt and crap in their filament. And also this little piece of foam here keeps all the dirt from getting into the nozzle, okay, the hot end. So I hope you like my videos. I hope this is informative. And I hope I've answered all the questions I've gotten in emails. So thanks for watching, everybody, and have an awesome day, and rock on.